Hi everybody, back again to talk a little bit more about the law of attraction, and I like having the joy word in the background, so I'm just shifting myself so that you can see that. So I'm back again. I wanted to talk a little bit more about law of attraction. Last week I gave you a bit of an idea on how it works, and the fact of it is that with law of attraction, it's working and operating for us all the time, and there is no kind of switch that you can turn off. So it's not a matter of you like being able to flick a switch and saying, okay, I don't want you to work for me now while I get my head together and put my attention in the right place. It's about it's always there, and so it's really necessary for us to be able, if we're wanting to manifest things that we're wanting, or materialize things in our life that we're really wanting for ourselves, then we need to be able to be mindful in an ongoing way about the power of the law of attraction going on in the background and picking up everything that we've got our attention on. And I know when I first started to learn about the law of attraction, I was pretty excited about it. I wanted it to, I believed it, and I wanted it to work for me. And yet I knew that I was incredibly distracted, and I hadn't lived very mindfully prior to that. And so making my attention stay on the things that I wanted and stay in a positive place, and helping myself to stay on track was quite an effortful struggle kind of experience. I really wanted it to work, but I was kind of slogging it out, trying to make it happen and putting it into place. And a bit like, I would if I was trying to lose weight or something, a bit like The Biggest Loser, where they put them on that limited diet, and then they make them slog it out with the physical exercise to burn the calories up. And I felt like I was doing that, just making myself have to do this because I wanted it to work. And while I was doing that, really my attention was on the efforting. A lot of the misconceptions about law of attraction, it's not just about what you're thinking about, it's also what's going on at an embodied experience level, what's going on all the way through your whole system. So you've got to look at it holistically. And so even though I know, my mind might have been on something positive, my whole being was actually about efforting and struggling. And so that's the kind of experience that I kept including into my experience, rather than it being something that was easeful and graceful. And so I began like a journey to work out, how do I do this? How do I be mindful? How do I stay on track with what I'm wanting and make law of attraction work for me rather than against me? How do I leverage it successfully and easily? So I began a journey on that, and I've learned a lot since then. And I know that for sure we need to make this a way of life, our new way of life, if we want it to really be able to capture the power of the law of attraction and make it work for us. So it's kind of taking on a whole new way of doing things. The same way you would build a new habit, you need to practice it. It's about practicing, putting it in a practical way into your life, where you're practicing it so much that it becomes a part of you. And there's so many things that I can do, that I've practiced over the years, that I can now do pretty much on automatic pilot, because I don't have to really think about what I'm doing that hard anymore, because I practiced it so much that it's just normal. You know, I mean, there's certain dishes that I make when I'm cooking that I've done so many times. It's like, just throw this, that, and this, that, and the other thing in, and all the ingredients, and I know how much goes in. I don't have to think about it anymore because I've done it so many times and had such, the positive result come out of it, that it's second nature. I'm running on that program of Automated Pilot with it, and so that's kind of really the only way that we can really get the law of attraction to work for us in a way that is going to be useful, is to really build it into our lives, make it a way of life. But having said that, there's struggle in terms of practice. Practicing it, there's two different ways to go. I mean, that you can slog at it, but you can also do it in a more easeful way. And there are certain things that a certain set of ingredients that go together to make up the right conditions for you to be able to successfully build that new habit into your life. And that's kind of what I do as a coach, is to help you to get those ingredients working in a way that makes manifesting a joy and easy for you. So yeah, but I just I'll talk more about that later on, but I really just wanted to remind you today, law of attraction is working. It doesn't have an off switch, and it really is about if you're wanting to use this to your advantage, to be able to build that into your life in a way that it becomes second nature. I'm wondering where you're up to with your own walk with law of attraction. Are you somebody who is how I was when I first started, and I wanted it to work, but I just couldn't make myself adapt to it in a helpful way, in a way that was helping myself? Do you get caught up in the distractions of everyday life? Are you trying to do this on your own, maybe? And you don't have other people to talk with about it, and finding yourself quite isolated in terms of trying to get this to work for you, not having others around you that you can talk with about that. So share with me in the comments where you're up to with that, and I'll be back to talk a little bit more about this next week, and I hope to see you then. Awesome. Have a great week, and I'll see you next week. Thanks. Bye.